Hello there everybody, you're the audience, my name is Supersonic Blur and welcome back to part 10 of Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last time we finished off the side of Professor Layton, we explored the Great Archive, we got a bunch of stuff, and now we're seeing the Dispeller is still missing Late, but
we don't want no fuss.
Look what's happening here.
Alright. Yeah, we just want your money, that's all.
These two.
Give it to us, won't you, without any fuss?
Oh dear. Ignace. Well, a pair of people find a witch and burst into flames. Oh my. And thus, Chapter 1 is finished. Now, well now, things change. Now, we're on to Chapter 2, The Fire Witch. Oh yeah, and of course as well, Phoenix has been pulled in to defend Dispeller, though they don't know why. What? What is this place? The room is lit, but it's still somehow dark, and the atmosphere feels heavy. Nick! What are we doing in a place like this? How should I know? We're just a couple of bakers, but I don't think they brought us here to make any bread. Yikes. Is it me or is that guard staring daggers at us right now? Mr. Wright! Maya! Ah, it's... I thought it was one of the guards. Oh, Isabella! What's exactly going on? I'm sorry. I was the one who sent for you both. You sent for us? I'm being put on trial. Wait, what? What happened? I don't know. I just don't understand what's going on. I didn't do anything wrong. I couldn't possibly murder anyone. Murder? I beg you, Mr. Wright, please, I need your help. Just one more time. Huh? You need my help? What could I possibly do? Isabella, I'm just a baker. The only thing I know about law is how not to get on the wrong side of it. Wait, hold on a sec. Isabella, what did you just say? You said you needed Nick's help just one more time. One more time? I'm not quite sure myself, but when the knights came and took me, a vision suddenly appeared in my mind. It was Mr. Wright. He was fighting for me, defending me. That brave blue figure. It was clear as day, except it's really pixelated here. I was fighting for you? No way. That's impossible. I mean, it's like I already said. I'm just a baker. I've had enough time. I have a hard time enough rolling dough, let alone defending someone in court. I thought the same thing too at first, but I don't think that's quite true. You and Maya, at some time, somewhere, you helped me. You fought for me as a defender. A defender? What's wrong, Nick? I wish I knew Maya, but hearing Isabella mention a defender, I can't help but feel something inside of me just burning at the mention of it. Accused! Defender! It is time. Head forth, you two. Head forth? Where are we going exactly? To the courtroom, in which today's trial will be taking place. The Chamber of Fire. Chamber of Fire? Make haste! If you are but a moment late, a guilty verdict will be delivered immediately. What? No way! Mr. Wright, I'm truly sorry, Mr. Wright. I know this is all so sudden. It's a lost cause, isn't it? Well then, let's head inside, Espella. Huh? This overwhelming pressure, it feels so familiar somehow. Almost like a deja vu. Ah, you see what's happening here? Mr. Wright. Let's go, Maya. Maybe we'll get a better idea once the trial gets underway. All right. Let's do it, Nick. Right here, Maya? Whoa, deja vu. No. This is the one thing that's a little unfortunate about this game, is you get sort of two...
What is this heat? It's like an oven in here.
You kind of get two,
I will now pronounce the verdict.
tutorial trials.
Guilty of being a witch.
Yes, as you can see.
No, I'm not a witch. Please, I beg you to reconsider. I'm not.
Witches are to be cast straight into
So yeah, this game doesn't pull any punches either.
What? So this is the witch's court.
Yeah. Kinda nutty. But I love how this looks. So, how are you feeling, Nick? I'd forgotten what this felt like up until now. Huh? Butterflies in my stomach. The tension so thick you could slice it with a knife. All of these feelings. These are all feelings I'm definitely familiar with. Anyway, we're here to fight for Espella and get her out of this place. That's right.
The court is now in session for the trial
Of Espella Cantabella. Yes, this voice should be one that I can do quite easily, for you see, it is basically just not breathing through the nose and keeping a very stiff upper lip.
Defender.
Yes, Your Honor?
Yours is a face I've not seen in any past trials.
Yeah.
But no matter. Start by stating your name, Defender.
Yes, Your Honor.
I like this as well. Notice how he goes, Your Honor. For this, he's already doing that.
My name is Phoenix Wright, Ace Baker.
A baker?
It's Milord in this time, but he goes with Your Honor.
I asked him to come, my lord. I want him to
See?
represent
Milord.
me. This court dictates that the accused is free to assign a defender of their choosing, my lord.
See, Milord?
Very well. At any rate, the results of this trial shall not change.
So much for being an impartial judge.
That aside, I've not yet seen hide nor hair of the Inquisitor assigned to this trial.
Inquisitor? Oh, right. I should have noticed earlier. No one's there.
Should the assigned Inquisitor fail to appear in court, I will have no choice but to dismiss all charges.
Very true.
He is an Inquisitor of high caliber, but if he does not come forward soon, this trial will end, and victory will then be declared in favor of this baker. Hold it!
Yes, here we are. The walking animation looks a bit off for him. Like, I get it's supposed to be large strides, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like he's listing side to side a bit, like, oof, 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 oof. Ah. Say hello to Zacharias Barnum.
Knights of the court, I have but one question for you both.
Yeah, I wish that it was all of this was voiced, but unfortunately it can't be. It's just way too much. But this...
I, Inquisitor Zacharias Barnum, am indeed prepared to do battle, my lord.
Something amiss, Baker?
Sorry, Your Honor. I just didn't realize we could have swords here in the courtroom.
It is the way of the court knight.
I like this.
That he rides with a blade
I love that really triumphant, yet also somewhat sinister music with the horns and the strings. It's just, it feels so grandiose, but it's also terrifying. And I love that balance that it brings. It's really nice.
Now then, state your name, Sir Blue Knight.
Huh?
Oh.
My name's Phoenix Wright. I'm a baker.
I'm a baker, damn it.
Make me say it.
More than enough. I like this. Zacharias Bonham is a really, really good. They are, in my opinion, very similar to Cavalier Gavin, who they always just want what's right. They don't cheat the system ever. It's one of the few that don't.
Before you can utter a single objection.
Huh?
For the security of all of Labyrinthia, my blade shall rend your defenses swiftly and without mercy.
I do like Barnum's voice. I will probably make Barnum's voice just my normal voice because it's the easiest thing I can do. That's it, Barnum! Put another one out of their misery! This trial is pointless! Hand down the verdict immediately! Put that doughy defender on trial too, I say! Oh boy. Oh boy. You get that occasionally, like, oh boy, and it's immediately the response is, oh boy, what's with all this excitement? You'd hardly think this is a courtroom. The crowd doesn't seem very interested in the law, that's for sure. It looks like they're all just hoping for a guilty verdict. Inquisitor Barnum, you may begin your opening statement. As you wish, my lord. First, let us begin by recounting the events leading up to the murder. Is that acceptable, Sir Apprentice Baker? As you wish. The murder occurred this very evening. Yesterday, there was heavy rainfall in the area. Eventually, it gave way to sunshine, which came just in time for today's parade. Although a few hours after the parade ended, the rain set in once more. That must have been when Ispeller and the others were at the Great Archive. It continued to rain until just before the incident, which took place on a small path leading to the market. The accused had been out doing some shopping at the market. She returned home on that very same path. And on that forest path, two rogues named Robs and Muggs are said to have accosted the accused. One could assume the accused simply acted in self-defense. I see. Robs and Muggs. Those two have appeared in court a number of times in the past. Two rogues, huh? So far, it may appear that the accused was more the victim. However, the situation soon changed. That's right. The accused, Ispeller Cantabella, knowingly and mercilessly murdered her two assailants. Cantabella? That girl, isn't she? I always knew she looked suspicious. She's sus. Throw her out. Shh, not so loud. Yikes. There's that weird excitement again. I believe we now fully grasp what happened here. It is getting late already. Let us begin the trial. Inquisitor Barnum, you may now begin. As you wish, my lord. The Inquisition will now hear eyewitness testimony regarding the night of the murder. Eyewitness testimony, huh? Looks like this trial is finally getting underway. I can't back down now. I have to fight. But I'm just a simple bread-making baker, living a simple bread-making life. This situation is more twisted than a pretzel, and I'm smack in the middle of it. But I have to do this to save Ispeller. Okay, let's see if I can untwist this testimony and put things to bed. And so, let us call our first witness. Who witnessed this? Okay, so we got one. Okay, so there's, four people. Okay, that's okay. Allow me to welcome you all. Now, would each of you please state your name and occupation?
Hold it!
Wait a minute! What's going on here? As I already explained, Sir Apprentice Baker, this is the eyewitness testimony. Yes, I understand that, but there are 4 witnesses. Indeed, this many people inside the courtroom could pose a health and safety issue. Your Honor, that's not quite what I meant. Witness testimonies are supposed to be done one by one, as in one witness at a time. What are you talking about, child? We'd be here all night if we did that. That's right, young man. We have witnessed the very hand of fate reaching out to us this evening. Could we hurry this along, perhaps? These flowers won't sell themselves, as much as my boss wishes they would. You should probably not be, picking them then. But, keep a note on that. She's, very antsy, picking away at them. The path to knighthood is an arduous one, but I remain steadfast in my resolve as I travel down this long road. I shall not falter. I shall be victorious. Who cares? Just question them all at once. We already know the girl in the cage did it. Let's get on with it. Yeah, finish this trial already. I'd like to go back home and go to bed. So yeah, not only do we have the entire courtroom against us, we also have everything being completely off kilter. Witnesses, again, state your names and occupations. I am known as Wordsmith. But what is a name? How doth one describe an occupation? Like the bubbling of a babbling brook. I float gracefully around the rocks and debris that is life. Nary a worry in my mind. Right, so I guess that means he's jobless. My name is Mary, and this darling kid is Snowy. Bleh. Snowy and I often travel to the edge of town to sell delicious fresh milk. Milk like that doesn't happen overnight. I work my hands to the bone squeezing each drop out. Literally. That sounds pretty frightening. I'm Kira. I'm a flower seller. If you would all be so kind, feel free to purchase one of my beautiful flowers at any time during the trial. There's no way I'll sell them all by morning. Oh, the life of a flower girl is so hard. Yeesh, talk about a hard sell. My name is Nightel. I aim to join our town's order of knights. I study night and day, though I am still but a mere squire. Joining the Knights of the Inquisition is my life's ambition. And I, Nightel, will do whatever is necessary to join. So he's jobless too. Honourable witnesses, I ask that you show this court your best when delivering your testimonies. Now, tell us what exactly you all saw on this ill-fated eve. So witness testimony. We have 4 people. However, to start things off, it's not any different. Essentially, it's just each one gets 1 comment. The delicious scent of mid-evening dinner permeated the air, and a soft light shone faintly in the distance. Muggs grabbed the girl by the arm. He looked like he almost pushed her to the ground. I heard a faint voice cry out. The next moment, those 2 villainous men burst into flames. There was not a trace of fire to be seen in the area. Without a doubt, magic must have been used. Magic? Sir Apprentice Baker, you may now begin your interrogation. I have but one piece of advice. I suggest you pay it heed. Do not waste this court's time by grilling the witnesses over irrelevant nonsense, Sir Apprentice Baker. Are you alright, Nick? I sure love calling you an Apprentice Baker, huh? I'll be honest with you, Maya. I have no idea how I'm feeling right now. But I know it's all up to me, And as her defender, Ispella's fate is in my hands. I have to believe in her. And I need to start believing in myself. I can do this. I believe Ispella is innocent, and I'll fight until the end to prove it. Yeah, that's the spirit. We can do this thing, Nick. Now, as much as the heed advice from Barnum is important, it's not actually that important to start things off. Yeah. So, the delicious scent of myrrh permeated as a soft sunlight faintly in the distance. We will press this.
Hold it!
What time would that be, exactly? Dinner time. When else would the scent of dinner be in the air if not dinner time? Do you see? Not so much. The sun had already set by that time. That should be adequate. The sun had already set. So, you clearly witnessed what happened tonight, is that correct? I have been dubbed a witness, thus I must have clearly witnessed something, do you see? In that case, how much light was there in the immediate area at the time? Enough to see the nose on my face, but not enough to see the trees ahead, do you see? No, that doesn't add up. If the area was completely dark, then you couldn't possibly have witnessed anything. Do you see? Nevertheless, something caught my eye. It was a most ominous sight. Ominous is what that sight was. Okay, I get it. So it was ominous.
Objection!
Huh? What now? Poor form, Sir Apprentice Baker. I hate to disappoint you, but there was, in fact, light in the area. Huh? Take a look at this. This is a drawing of the crime scene based on the witnesses' accounts as penned by the court illustrator. The court illustrator? Never heard of that before. Look carefully. This shows what the scene looked like at the time of the murder. An illustration of the highest quality, as always. I mean, aside from the fact that it is completely wrong, yeah, we'll go with it. Now then, we have established that by the time of the murder occurred, the sun had already set. And so, naturally, the defendant was carrying a firelit lantern, as we can see. A lantern? Eureka! Indeed! Yes, that is what I was saying earlier. There was a lantern! A lantern, I say! Oh, please, you totally forgot. To be honest, I did not imagine it would be necessary to present this, but... Milord, here is the lantern in question. This is what was responsible for the light illuminating the area. Very well, the court accepts this into evidence. A firelit lantern, you say? Speaking of which, Inquisitor Barnum, in this drawing, the accused seems to be holding a milk bucket of sorts. What became of this? That is a strange case indeed, my lord. That bucket seemingly disappeared from the murder scene. The milk bucket disappeared, you say? There has been talk of wolves living in the nearby forest. It is thought that they often make off with the items they find on the ground. Great. Wolves that steal your stuff. Remind me to never set foot in that forest. This is great, Nick. We've got new evidence now. Yeah, I guess you're right. You know, Nick, you really don't look just like some normal run-of-the-mill baker. I'd say you're more like a somewhat articulate run-of-the-mill baker. I think you might even have a knack for being a defender. Oh, there's a clear contradiction somewhere in that testimony, and I'm going to find it. Yes. Muggs grabbed the girl by the arm. It looked like he almost pushed her to the ground. Let's press this. Muggs was one of the two rogues, is that correct? That's right! That man! He grabbed the girl's arm and pulled out a knife! Oh! Is something wrong? Or was it Robs that grabbed the girl and had the knife? Huh? Oh dear, now let's see. Moggs was the short one and Robs was the tall. Oh, no, I think it was the other way around. Well, it doesn't really matter which way round now, does it? That's all well and good, but I was kind of just hoping you'd testify about the lantern. Honorable witnesses, please continue with your testimonies. I heard a faint voice cry out. The next moment, those two villainous men burst into flames.
Hold it!
Exactly whose cry did you hear? Well, it was the accused. It was Espeller's voice, of course. And did you get a good look at Miss Cantabella's face? Yes. I mean, she was carrying that huge lantern after all. You're only sure because all the other witnesses just finished saying they saw her with the lantern. There was not a trace of fire to be seen in the area. Without a doubt, magic must have been used. Oh, really? Is that the case? Let's have a check. Isn't it a bit premature to assume it was magic? What an absurd statement! Say what? Think about it. The names were engulfed in flames in the blink of an eye. The blink of an eye! There was not a single trace of any other fire source to be found in the area. Not a trace! Did I hear that right? I think I just found a contradiction in this testimony. Let's do this thing, Nick. Hurry up and present something. Hit it with some decisive evidence. Speller was carrying a lantern at the time of the murder. That fact definitely contradicts a certain witness's testimony. That's right, but even if we know what the contradiction is, where do we go from there? I mean, what can we do? We're just a couple of bakers after all. No, Maya, I think you're wrong. Huh? I don't know why, but I feel like I know how to do this. If you're going to speak up in court, there's only one thing that people will listen to, and that's evidence. I just have to try and present evidence wherever there's a contradiction in one of their testimonies. Alright, Nick, let's give their testimonies another listen. Yep. Alright, well, we know where to go here. We are going all the way over here. Oh, did I just... Yeah, I did. Let's just speed on through this as fast as we can. Anyway, let's get... Come on. Just hit that a bit faster. There we go. Right, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Magic must have been used. Objection! Huh? What is the matter, defender? What is this feeling? I just felt the urge to shout out, right from the bottom of my lungs, while pointing my finger. Objection. I can't help but feel that this is a word I've used quite a bit in the past. That's it! I remember now! I remember everything! The Legal League of Attorneys exchange, Espeller's trial, and then that strange book. This feeling. I feel like I can take on the world. Witness! What's with the sudden pointing? I am a soon-to-be member of the Honorable Knights of the Inquisition. I accept your challenge. How about you? You said that no fire was present at the scene of the crime, meaning that the defendant must have used magic. Unfortunately for you, that is not the case. What do you mean, Sir Apprentice Baker? What I mean is that the defendant was in fact carrying a lantern containing fire. Those two rogues were actually burnt by the flame that was inside that lantern. That is the only logical explanation. Yeah, but what a startling conclusion you've come to, Sir Apprentice Baker. What do you mean? The only logical explanation? Do you agree with this statement, honorable witnesses? It is presumptuous for a man that knows nothing to claim that he knows something about which he really knows nothing. Huh? Besides, how could one teeny tiny flame be strong enough to set them both ablaze like that? There were two of them. How could that flame engulf them so fast? Okay, well, furthermore, if they did burn as you claimed they did, do you mean to suggest that they were soaked in oil or something? Well, Sir Blue Knight, it would seem you have bitten off more than you can chew. I definitely didn't see that coming. What say you, my lord? Do you have any thoughts on the proceedings thus far? Given the testimony as we have heard it, this court has come to its conclusion. 'Twas a truly gruesome and merciless act, an act for which only one thing could be held responsible. The nefarious crime of magic.
Hold it!
Wait just a second! Is there something you have forgotten to mention, Defender? Not exactly, Your Honor. It's just that, you just said magic. But that can't be right, can it? What are you suggesting, Sir Apprentice Baker? Witches use magic, which in turn brings about disaster. Such is the way of this world, is it not? Well, yeah. That may seem to be the case, but no way is that actually possible. This court finds Isabella Cantabella the accused charged with being a witch. Isabella, a witch? A witch's existence in this world is a crime in and of itself. The ability to use and control magic is a criminal offense indeed. As such, any witch found practicing magic will be sentenced to death by fire. No, you're wrong. I'm not a witch. Sir Apprentice Baker, I do not envy your current predicament. My lord, hand down your guilty verdict against this witch immediately.
Objection!
But... There's no evidence to prove that any magic was really used. Put a sock in it, bread boy. We all heard her cast the spell. What? That's right. Snowy and I heard it. Isn't that right, Precious? We heard the incantation quite clearly. That frightening voice. There's no mistaking it. It was Isabela's voice. Theses, do not lie. I clearly heard an incantation most sinister. Ignace, it went. Incantation? Ignace? That's no good. I just can't wrap my head over this topsy-turvy otherworldly court. Well then, it would seem the defense has no further objections. It appears so. The court finds the use of magic at the time of the murder to be an undeniable fact. Furthermore, the honorable witnesses have stated that they each heard an incantation being recited. The court finds no reason to delay its verdict any longer. Nick, we have to do something! Yeah, I know, but what exactly can we say? Here in this world, our sense of logic is completely useless.
This court is ready to hand down its verdict for the case of Isabella Cantabella.
Hold it. Yes, here we go. I love it. Yes! I love this. This is, again, it's one of those moments where it's like, bam! It's so good.
I request that the court hold its verdict a moment longer.
I love this.
What is the meaning of this intrusion?
I have something I believe will be of use to the defense. A weapon of sorts.
Yes, here's an actual sword. Now duel to the death.
That's the Grand
Oh, I love this. This is just one of those moments where it's like Layton in court with the theme, hold it, everything's so brilliant. I tell you what I'd absolutely love, and this is just a little fun fan thing, like in the head. The end of the third game, Unwound or Lost Future, depending on where you are, it has Luke leaving Layton and then sending a letter like, here's a mystery only you could solve. I would love it if that was him traveling to America to live overseas with his father, and then they meet back up with Phoenix, and they start doing some more court stuff. That'd be just so fun. Like, you could do that then. You have them go to America, and it works. It'd be great. It'd just be, be perfect. Come on, level 5 Capcom. I know you want to do it. I know you want to do it. You could print money by doing that. Come on.
Without it, this trial cannot reach a satisfactory conclusion.
The Grand Grimoire.
Mm-hmm. I just love Luke's. Yes. We meet again, Mr. Wright. Well, now, it seems things are already afoot here, although the real contest begins now. Are you fully prepared? So, are you here to help us? Of course! The professor always helps people in trouble. It is the duty of every gentleman. Right, Professor? Professor? There is a saying that I find quite useful in situations such as this. There is a time for words and a time for action. Right. You have been working as a baker in this town up until now, have you not? I must say, I am a little mystified. I'd have expected you to be more familiar with this world and its system of magic. Yeah. How can I put this? I guess it's not quite the full story. Is that so? I kind of had an epiphany just now. I remembered all sorts of things. Like how I'm not actually a baker. And, well, how magic can't really exist. Then it would seem I was correct about you, Mr. Wright. You are not, in fact, a citizen of this town. Is that correct? Right. At least it seems that way. However, for now, we have no option but to accept this world and its rules as a reality. Without first understanding those rules, I'm afraid you will not be able to save Miss Cantabella. But things like magic only exist in fairy tales and make-believe. I'm afraid, Mr. Wright, it would seem magic does in fact exist in this world. Such a truth cannot be denied. Indeed. That is why the Grand Grimoire is a weapon well suited for this witch trial. At the moment, you are tantamount to a knight without a sword. Yeah, I feel more like an attorney without a chance, actually. I love it. Oh. Right then, Mr. Wright, I'll explain how the Grand Grimoire works. Have a look at the touchscreen. Here you'll see the Grand Grimoire button. Touching the Grand Grimoire button will open up the Grand Grimoire. You will be able to present spells from the Grand Grimoire in much the same way you would present evidence. This book will surely be a most important asset for us in this trial. Oh, that reminds me. I've gone ahead and bookmarked the spell Ignace for you. Very nice, Luke. Where did you get the little sticky tab? Ignace? Well, that's the magic spell that the witnesses said they heard, right? Nick, you should take a look at that spell. Let's have a look then. Summons a circle of flame within a 1 meter radius of the caster. Requires an incantation and scepter to be cast. Well now. All I have to do is touch the Grand Grimoire button, huh? The defender has been given more than enough time. It would seem this trial has reached its end. Is that understood, Sir Apprentice Baker? This case is quite straightforward, with very little room for doubt. The witness's testimony, coupled with the illustration of the time of murder, makes it quite clear what must have occurred. This murder was the result of magic, and furthermore, the caster of said magic was none other than the accused. That, Sir Apprentice Baker, is the truth. Best you go back to baking, for I believe that your days in the courtroom have crumbled. Ah! Is everything okay, Mr. Wright? Yeah. It would seem that photographs do not exist in this world. Photos don't exist. Well, I guess that makes sense. Ye olde time period and all. The sketch drawn by the court illustrator. Therein lies your final chance, Mr. Wright. My final chance? I understand the witnesses have already finished their testimony. However, if you could perhaps find a clear contradiction within this illustration. There's another contradiction? In that case, there's still hope that I can turn this around. Mr. Wright, you have to hurry! Look! The judge! He looks ready to deliver his verdict any second now! This is it. This is my last chance. What should I do? Well, I'll tell you what they're gonna do. They're going to do that in the next episode. For now, though, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go ahead and end things off here. If you are looking forward to seeing more, then do be sure to come back next time. But for now, my name has been Supersonic Blur. Remember to like, comment, subscribe for more, and to share this stuff so people know that it exists. You guys have been a fantastic audience, and I shall see you all next time.